On the 15th day of the YNW Melly trial, the prosecution concluded its presentation, and the defense team subsequently requested a mistrial. The defense for YNW Melly argues that the evidence provided by the detective in the case is severely lacking, to the point where it leaves the jury with no choice but to make assumptions and guesswork. On the 15th day of the murder trial of Florida rapper YNW Melly in Broward County, Detective Mark Moretti concluded the prosecution's case as the final witness before the state rested. Over 4 years ago, Detective Moretti from the Miramar Police Department made an accusation against Jamel Melly Demons, alleging that he was responsible for the murders of Christopher Juvie Thomas Jr. and Anthony Sackchaser Williams. Demons' attorney, David Howard, has submitted a motion requesting a mistrial. The grounds for this motion are that the state's case, which relies on circumstantial evidence from an unfinished investigation, is compelling the jury to engage in speculation. Howard expressed his skepticism regarding the reliability of the DNA evidence, highlighting its inconclusive nature. Additionally, he questioned the accuracy of the cell tower evidence, noting that even when it is accurate, it lacks specificity. During the proceedings, attorney Stuart Adelstein, acting on behalf of Demons, challenged Moretti regarding perceived deficiencies in his examination of the YNW collective rappers' homicide case, which took place on October 26, 2018. The defense contended that Moretti's efforts to obtain additional surveillance footage in the case were insufficient, that he failed to interview all potential suspects implicated, and that he neglected to have a third party verify the authenticity of the cell phone data. Following the occurrence of the fatal shooting, the prosecution references a private message sent on Instagram to a user identified as PZ Gambino. In this message, PZ Gambino inquired about Demons' well-being, to which Demons purportedly replied, "I am responsible for that." Additionally, he appended the message with the phrase, "Keep it quiet." Adelstein argued that it was unlikely for the author to be Demons, as he typically writes "dat" instead of "that." However, Assistant State Attorney Christine Bradley presented multiple instances where Demons had indeed used the word "that." The defense put forth the argument that due to the fact that the rappers shared phones, it was impossible for Moretti to ascertain whether or not Demons had actually authored that particular response. Furthermore, the defense claimed that the writing style of the message did not align with Demons' usual manner of expression. Demons was accused by Moretti and Bradley of shooting Thomas and Williams inside a Jeep Compass. Additionally, it was alleged that Demons and his companion Cortland Bortland Henry orchestrated a drive-by shooting in order to conceal the homicides. In the event that Demons is deemed guilty by the jury, he may face the severe consequences of either receiving the death penalty or spending the rest of his life behind bars without any chance of parole. Overseeing this significant case is Broward Circuit Judge John Murphy. The court proceedings will temporarily halt until 9 a.m. on Tuesday, during which time Murphy anticipates that the defense counsel will summon their initial witness. The timeline for the trial is as outlined below. The initial week of the trial. The commencement of the proceedings took place on the 12th day of June. The defense team is pursuing a mistrial by arguing that the proceedings have become a prejudicial fiasco. They contend that the circumstances surrounding the trial have created an atmosphere of bias and unfairness, warranting a complete restart of the legal process. Prominent record executive Kevin Liles, who has amassed great wealth, is given preferential seating in the front row. A contentious dispute over circumstantial evidence arises during the initial week. During the second week of the trial, significant developments unfolded. The witnesses for the prosecution are still providing their testimonies. The judge has refused the defense's request for a mistrial, and one of the jurors has been admitted to the hospital. Testifying in court, the FBI specialist in cell phone data and the DNA analyst from the BSO both provided their expert opinions. The judge has imposed sanctions on the prosecution due to their violation of evidence discovery. The judge has granted permission for the gang expert from the prosecution to provide testimony while wearing a mask. According to the prosecutor, the text messages reveal a clash between individuals and a plea for a firearm. As the trial enters its third week, new developments and evidence continue to emerge. As the proceedings unfold, both the prosecution and the defense are presenting their cases with increasing intensity. Witnesses are being called to the stand, providing crucial testimony that sheds light on the events in question. The courtroom is abuzz with anticipation as the legal teams meticulously dissect the evidence and present their arguments. As the trial progresses, the fate of the accused hangs in the balance, and the tension in the courtroom grows palpable. The testimony is ongoing. The prosecution claims that the affiliation of the G-Shine Bloods gang is connected to the commission of the murders. The defense argues that the use of gang signs does not necessarily imply membership in a gang. Testimony from medical examiners is often sought when it comes to discussing gunshot wounds. Their expertise and knowledge in this area are highly valued in the legal and forensic communities. They provide detailed accounts of the nature and characteristics of such wounds, shedding light on factors such as entry and exit points, trajectory, and the potential damage caused to internal organs and tissues. Through their testimony, medical examiners play a crucial role in helping to establish the cause and manner of death in cases involving firearms. The testimony phase of YNW Melly's trial for double murder has entered its third week and is still ongoing. According to the shooting reconstruction expert, it has been determined that the individual known as Juvie was shot from a close distance. A mother who is mourning the loss of her child gives a testimony about a video that captures the final moments when her son was alive. The musician known as Fredo Bang has recently unveiled a new track titled Free Melly. The court has adjourned for a break. Defense implicates YNW Bortlin in the alleged crime. The number of Spotify listeners for the rapper from Florida has recently surpassed 12 million. During the fourth week of the trial, the testimonies are ongoing. The prosecution concludes its case by calling its last witnesses to testify. The prosecution delves into contentious messages, emphasizing the inevitable reality of mortality for all individuals. The defense team has requested that the judge exclude the messages from evidence and has raised concerns about the validity of the technology used. To support our channel's growth and ensure broader awareness, kindly hit the like and subscribe buttons. This will help us reach more individuals and disseminate valuable information. Thank you in advance.